So ladies and gentlemen, the Year 9 Season 1 mid-season designers notes are here, and with it comes a lot of changes to a lot of key operators. Starting off with the wind deltas, I'm just going to skim over them quick. If you want to look at them, I'll leave the link to this in the description. Same with the band rates and stuff like that. And moving straight on into the operator balancing, the first operator that has been changed and hit with a slight nerf is Azami once again. As we all know, she got a rework recently where her keeper barriers now have HP and you can destroy them with weapons. As you can see here, a few of the weapons have been tweaked to deal more damage to those keeper barriers. So the handguns mentioned here are gonna do 10% more damage to the keeper barriers, so destroy them 10% faster. The SMGs and ARs that are in this category right here are going to destroy it 10% faster as well, and then these ARs and these LMGs are going to destroy it 5% faster, so they're going to do 5% more damage to the keeper barriers than they have been doing so far this season. Now, to be honest, I think even though Azami's been nerfed, she is still very, very strong, and the main reason why she's strong is because she's useful for creating lines of sight, not for just blocking things off completely. I don't think this is going to affect her once again because she's still going to be very strong. But moving on over to Iana, first things first, her loadout has changed, and essentially what they have done is swapped out her stun grenades for impact EMP grenades. I don't know how this is going to affect her. Obviously, she used to have frags. That's been taken off of her. Now stun grenades have been removed and she's getting impact EMPs. I know people used to play Iana a lot to counter like Aruni gates and burn Wamais and Jaeger stuff. So she's not going to be that great at doing that, but she is going to have more of a support role now with those impact EMP grenades. Moving on from Iana to arguably the biggest change in this entire thing, and it is a nerf to Lesion and his goo mines. Now, the initial damage from the goo mines used to be 5 damage. They've actually reduced it to 3, so it's not going to do much damage at all standing on these things, but they've also increased the time it takes for the gadgets to refill. So it used to be 20, now it's 25. So it's going to take 5 seconds longer per gadget, I believe, or assume, to get each of these Lesion mines. So if you're going to want to put down all your Lesion mines, you're going to have to stay alive all the way to the end of the round. Also coming down here to his loadout, his secondary gadgets have also been changed. He is no longer going to have impact grenades, and instead he's going to have the observation blocker. I don't think this is going to affect Lesion too much because obviously he does have that secondary super shorty to bring. But with that being said, there's been a lot of changes to impact grenades in general, so you're gonna have to wait and see what they've done to those. But moving on down to Nokk, I don't know if you call this a buff or a nerf, but they've essentially made it longer duration of your gadget, but the cooldown is also longer. So instead of 20 seconds being up and then 20 seconds to recharge, it's now 30 and 30. So you can use it for longer, but it's going to take longer to recharge. I don't know how that's going to affect Nokk. I'm pretty sure she needs her silent step back. She is still so weak. Moving on then over to Oryx. I guess this could kind of be seen as a buff, but essentially what it is he will now destroy deployable shields, so friendly shields. He'll just charge straight through them and destroy them. He didn't do that before, but he also has the added bonus of being able to charge straight through Osa shields, the Talon shields. Now, once again, I don't know why they're doing this. Their reasoning is to make it more consistent, so if you charge through any shield, you're just going to destroy it. I guess it's a good way of countering Osa, even though she's already countered by a lot of things, but it's going to be another interesting one to see if it actually affects Oryx at all. Now, moving on over to a massive buff, and this is going to be to Sens, and he's actually going to be getting an extra gadget, so he's going to be getting another ROU projector. He used to have 3, he's now going to have 4, and basically their reasoning for this is, despite the numerous amount of buffs to the weapon that he's got, the POF9, he's essentially still not strong enough, so they're giving him more to try and buff him pretty much. Now, with that being said, the biggest part of this entire mid-season patch is the way that they have changed impact grenades, and it's because they've kind of taken it from a thing that you can use to deal damage and turned it more into like a tool, so you're not going to be able to throw these and deal a lot of damage anymore. As you can see here, the damage itself has been reduced to 40 HP from 60, so it will no longer take 2 impact grenades to deal 100 damage, so you won't actually be able to kill anyone alone from 2 impact grenades. And on top of that, the radius of these things have also been reduced by a meter. It used to be 3 meters, now it's only 2, so a third of that range of an impact grenade has been cut. Now, as you can see here, these are all the operators on defense that have access to that impact grenade, so those are the ones that's going to be effective. And then finally, the last thing that they brought up is the ballistic shield. So this is going to be any shield in the game: Blitz, Fuse, Monty, or Clash. Now, essentially what this is when you used to have a shield up in Rainbow Six Siege, if you got hit with a grenade or an explosion and it did more than 50 damage, you would break your guard. Kind of similar to what happens when you get punched and you get like staggered back. And essentially what they've done is they have reduced the trigger threshold from 50 damage down to 30. So now impact grenades are going to be able to trigger this guard break thing. And as they said down here, our goal is to ensure that impact grenades remain effective counters against ballistic shields. So they've kind of nerfed impact grenades, but also turned them into a way of countering shield operators because they are very strong at the moment. And with that, that is the end of all of the updates. So let me know all your thoughts and opinions. Where do you agree? Where do you disagree? I'll leave the link to this in the description if you want to go check it out for yourself. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.